it's really useful to go and find out what's going on in other schools, not just my own, and see what the kids are doing, see what the teachers are doing, and see what we can do better.
And I've never presented before in a workshop, so that I'm hoping to get some professional development out of that myself.
Yeah,
and
what's your workshop on?
Just on taking where kids, what they know and where they're at the moment, to then pushing them just that little bit further, but using what they know as a base to springboard from.
We at Sydney Catholic Schools have prepared our proposal for STEM and addresses these needs, as well as promoting learning that is relevant and purposeful and makes connections with real life.
Good. I think that the idea that they can find information whenever they can is fantastic, and I guess I can understand how some people can feel threatened, but I think really it can help inspire children a lot more, and you don't have to know everything in order to help them. You just kind of need to help them organize their ideas, which I think is really cool. So they could look up anything that they're interested in, and they can be inspired and like coming to school to do different things. I think hands-on ideas, like it's always good going and thinking, oh, I can do that in the classroom. I love that, where I'm like, I can do that, and I can apply it. And I think knowing that I'm doing things that kids are going to remember forever, or skills that they can use forever, that's always really good.
And I guess the challenge I was reminded of was for any teacher to stand in front of those kids and to vary their work and to keep them engaged. So new ideas, new ways of creating timetables, classrooms and interactions, I guess. One of the things that really did strike me was to hear about, Year 4 kids developing apps for something like, rips in an ocean. Well, that's fantastic.
We spoke about the impact that would have in our school about having a strong learning culture, teachers as mentors and facilitators, and the importance of student voice, okay, and letting those kids sit around and have a conversation about, oh, this is my role in this particular scenario and what that looks like.
So we essentially talked about a couple of major ideas, the first being risk. Not just risk from people like yourselves in your own classrooms, but risk taken by the system and support given by the system force teachers to feel like they are supported and are able to change the way that things have been typically done. We heard Jordan talk about teachers as the all-powerful or all-knowing being passing on knowledge, as opposed to facilitating student growth and learning about whatever it might be even.
How, if students are living this distracted life where they're on a phone and iPad and listening to music and all the other things in between, how are we supposed to compete with that as teachers? And should we? And should our lessons be gamified? And what does that mean? Are we preparing them for a world where, their life is a game as well? And will their future be like that?
The transformative capacity of technology, not just using technology, which we said at some, is happening where you're just using it rather than it's using it fully to its full potential. Okay, so that's what we were sort of discussing. needing to ask the deeper questions, and of course thinking of those questions which do then bring about those more broad and interesting responses from the children. So we looked at that, which sounds familiar to what some of the other groups were saying as well. Genuine, authentic, collaborative K-12 approach. So that thing, it's a whole system that we're working within and working together with.
So we wanted to finish with a quote by Dr. Jordan Ewan. So he said, "We can all make a difference in this world, always." Okay. Yeah.
We put forward the idea that we need to find a way to focus more on the grade descriptors, focus on what a student can do and how far they are at working towards competency at achieving their educational outcomes, and making sure that parents, students and all stakeholders in education are very much aware that a C is not a failure, but is in fact actually demonstrating success at stage level and demonstrating success at achieving outcomes.
And that learning resilience, it is tough, but when you're challenged, it means not only do others believe in you to challenge and stretch you, but it's also that you can believe in yourself. And that feedback so as to feed forward. And there's some of the key things. At Gen Z are amazing people. There are amazing people sitting here in front of me because you've given up your first day of your holidays to ensure that you are sharing with your peers your learning, and I thank you.